Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Zen Lounge. I have an exciting guest joining me. You guys know him, Mauricio. He is a Web3 entrepreneur. He is involved in a lot of projects. We're going to be talking about one of his projects today on the show. But first, Mauricio, please introduce yourself and share a little bit about what you're doing. And yeah.
Sounds good. Nice to be back. It's been a little while. It's always good to be back in the Zen Lounge. I got a lot of friends from the good old days in Sologenic, all the meetups. So yeah, shout out to the Zen Lounge. It's always good to be here. Um, yeah, so I've been still in Web3. Been moving around. I came to live in Spain. Um, yeah, I was living in Canada. I was kind of over it. Grew up in Vancouver. I was just like, I want to change. Um, yeah, I guess this industry kind of allows you to be able to be quite flexible. There's a lot of decentralized workplaces in this industry, and yeah, I decided to kind of have some change in my life, and now I'm here in Spain, still working in Web3, doing a few different things, working for an IoT blockchain, a layer one, and as well doing this tokenization of jewelry and precious metals and digital NFTs with Bluemoon, an established jeweler in LA. So yeah, that's where I've been focusing on for right now, and we got a lot of exciting things. Been working for a while, a lot of building, and now it's yeah, a lot of things is dropping. A lot of things are being released now. So I thought I'd pop back in here and say what's up.
So, what do you think? Like, what's your general theory on the market right now? What do you think about, we a lot of people are saying we've been in a bear market for a long time. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all macro is still a little bit in the shit. Like banks are collapsing. There's a lot of weird stuff going on everywhere. There's wars. There's a lot of uncertainty across the world. The US dollar is being kind of attacked by um by nations and groups. So you can never really know, but at the end of the day, it's all kind of good for crypto long term. Maybe not immediately, but all this that's going on, all this fights with CBDCs, it's all gonna be beneficial long term. I can't say for like the next 2 3 months. I don't know. A lot of meme coins and shit coins are flying. Does not always mean we're in a bull market. But I think I've learned to just not really focus on the short term. Like I think there's a lot of opportunities. There were a lot during the FTX collapse. There were so many opportunities. Um, yeah, so I've just learned to just dollar cost average in during like panic, and then just like right now, I didn't really take profits. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was that much of a pump. Like I was DCAing a lot during the FTX collapse. Now I've stopped because we had a decent appreciation or basically little bull up to 30K. And now I'm chilling. If another opportunity comes to down like 15, 20K, if we get to 20K again, DCAing again into all the quality projects. But yeah, I'm not really trying to time the market anymore. I used to do that before. Now it's just timing the market, not timing the market. The longer you're in it, the longer your DCA. As long as you do your research and investing in strong projects that are going to be around, then yeah, then you shouldn't be too impatient. Like I think our nowadays we all want everything so quick, right? Our attention span is so short. We just want to get rich quick. Everything has to be quick, but nothing great really comes easy or happens overnight. So you just kind of got to trust the process. Make sure you're doing your research. Um, if you take a loss, also just like take it as a lesson and don't let it tear you down. It happens, and it's just like anything in life. The longer you stay dedicated, the longer you stay learning, the improve yourself every day. Make sure you're doing something to better yourself every day, and keep a positive mindset. And I think that's the most important thing. I think if you just follow those things, you'll do well in any industry. And same thing goes for crypto.
Nice, man. So overall, you're pretty hopeful about the future of, crypto, Web3, decentralization, even with all the current narratives happening now.
100%. I think this bull market was the first one that was really mainstream. Like crypto went mainstream. You go anywhere and hear about a token. You could go to any stadium and basically the name was there. Formula One. Anywhere you looked, there was crypto sponsors, and this, yeah, I mean, it kind of sets us back when it was so mainstream, and then we had such a bad collapse and so many bad actors from Luna to exchanges, Celsius, FTX, you name it. But those are all centralized entities, you know, at the end of the day. Those were all centralized players. I mean, except for Luna, which was supposed to be decentralized. But yeah, I mean, you learn from all these things, and you see that the real value in crypto is not the centralized players. They're the ones messing things up. We need to take a more decentralized approach. And as well, we need to, I think it filters out the people that were here for the quick cash, you know, to get rich quick. They say, okay, this is a scam. I lost a bunch of money and I don't like anymore, and they leave. But the people that really see the value, long-term vision, and fully understand the concept and what Web3 means for like the internet is just a decentralized internet. Like it's not all about tokens, you know, it's applications, decentralized applications without a central point of control. You could do anything, you know, you could do a decentralized social media, you could do decentralized IoT applications with real hardware, real machines, allowing people to kind of share that value with job automation, with AI. We don't want all AI to be centralized and be run by big tech companies. You know, we don't want all these devices taking our jobs to be owned by the big tech companies. Like, why can't we own some of these devices? You know, some of these machines. Why can't we crowdfund
I just read
these?
some recent articles saying that there's going to be like X amount of millions of jobs replaced by AI in the coming years. Do you see that?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty clear. I mean, everyone's heard of ChatGPT by now, and it's pretty clear that it's coming. I think it's just sped up, you know, like once you get something that makes it across the media, across everywhere, everybody gets access to it, then people started, it's like crypto, you know, AI is becoming like the cryptos. There'll be a lot of scams there too. There'll be a lot of people just riding the hype, trying to raise funds on basically scams. It's the same thing. It's the dot-com bubble that happened back in the day. So it's the same thing. And I think now AI is just super like speeding up, just because of the trend, because of the narrative. Yeah, and I think it'll be the same thing. But I think, yeah, there is ways we can avoid um, big tech from owning everything, and Web3 is the answer. So it's not just
Did you see the news with you talk about decentralized Twitter, but did you see that Elon Musk was basically campaigning for, you know, free open source, free speech Twitter, and then next thing you know, he hires the CEO of the World Economic Forum, basically run the Twitter, and that's like a centralized organization too. So I
of
really bullish on decentralized social media. I think there's going to be a big winner there to the team that actually executes on it.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, we need to get social media, a lot of things decentralized, you know. Things need to be more transparent because we're constantly being lied to, constantly being fed a lot of bullshit, to be honest. And I mean, only some of us like realize it, you know. Most of it, people still just agree with it and accept the things for what they are. Um, and here we are. That's why we're in crypto. You know, if we're still here in this bear market, you kind of there's something deeper to this than just a quick pump or some shit coin that makes you a millionaire. You know.
So what is that like deeper purpose for you? Like you know, you're saying a lot of people are just coming into the market to get rich quick and to be able to survive these bear markets. Like what type of, you know, mindset do you have to get through this? Like what's your deeper purpose?
I see the full picture. You know, I see the big picture. Right now, everybody will tell you crypto is a scam, but if you're really in the industry and you see the real project still building, if you can see, you know, behind the scenes, it's hologenic, they're still building, you know, Corium's doing doing a lot of great things. The, if you're here, you can see like a lot of projects just disappeared. Their Twitter's dead. Their engagement is gone, and they're not really delivering on the stuff they were promising during the bull markets. And then you see the ones that actually are that are really here to stay and are really pushing decentralization forward. And for me, the bigger purpose, the like what keeps me going is that um, we don't really have another choice, to be honest. It's either this or we continue the way we're going, and the way we're going is clearly not working. At least it's not working for me. So I'm gonna do what I can to push this forward, you know. And I found that now with with IoT and the economy of things and machines and devices. I think this is a really big one, you know. Allowing people to own these machines is big for me. I think this is like something that also gets me and like keeps me going, because this is bigger than just a token, you know. It's like you're kind of pushing for uh, like a more fair chance for everybody, you know. Like let's say in Africa, there's no connectivity right now, but what if someone builds a D app and crowd funds um, connectivity across a region or a city in Africa? Then people from the US, people from Europe can basically earn from these devices and set up uh, networks of internet for countries that wouldn't be able to have it before. And they're also making money. And maybe you have a, I don't know, some sort of electric vehicle charger. Why shouldn't you be able to, like Tesla or like other providers, be able to monetize your machines? You know, why can't you put your electric vehicle out and say, okay, I put it on an app and be like, people can come charge here and pay me? Why can't only big companies own machines? Or what if you want to buy like, I don't know, you want to have a stake in some sort of, I don't know, drone delivery in the future? Why shouldn't your everyday person be able to have a stake in those companies? Your average person doesn't have $500,000 to start up a tech company, you know? So they'll never just, those machines will just do services for him and provide it, but he'll always have to pay them, and he'll have no income from it. And then we're gonna start relying on universal basic income, and then we just become reliant on these governments, on these big tech companies, and then that just equals control. And then I'm just not willing to accept all this shit, and I don't want them to hold my money. I don't want CBDCs. I don't want them to track and be able to freeze my bank account. I don't want any of this future that we're headed to, and that's what keeps me motivated in the bear market. It's either this or the options we're talking about now. So that's
Call
kind
them
of
the
where I'm at.
centralized overlords. You know, we don't want them to gain too much control. I've had my social media accounts banned personally, so I understand the pain that happens there. And I was like, man, like next thing you know, they're gonna censor my bank account. I gotta look to a new solution. So it's really important for me as well. That's why I'm still here doing videos. Uh, you talked about a lot of things. You talked about the industry itself. So how's the vibe in the industry and the behind the scenes? You know, like you're saying it's still pretty popping. You know, lots of actions happening with the real projects. You were just in Texas, correct, for a big polka dot meetup. So like, there's a lot of action still happening in the industry. There are also opportunities for people that want to get involved in Web3. Let's say someone's like inspired by your lifestyle. Are there still, you know, Web3 opportunities for people to get involved with teams, projects? Like, would you recommend it?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunity. I think in the bear markets, it dries up a little bit, just like anything. Tech in general has been taking a hit, like the amount of jobs. But if you're dedicated, you just gotta. It's already a niche. You know what I mean? Like crypto is a bit of a niche. So if you really educate yourself, learn um, enough to understand the basics of how things function, you could do marketing. You could start with marketing things, marketing roles. Later on, if you get a bit more technical, you could do sales, business. So I think it requires you don't even need a full degree, you know. I think you could just take a marketing course, a finance course, 2 3 month courses, and then really dive into Web3. all the different blockchains, how they work, nodes, like all the technicals. You know, there's a lot of really cheap courses online that you could take. For example, it's like Polkadot expert, there's Ethereum expert. If you learn everything about the layer ones, the difference between them, what makes blockchain decentralized, what doesn't, all this, and then you can tie that with a skill like marketing or sales, then you should have an opportunity pretty quickly in the industry. You can really change your life within a year. You know, if you just dedicate yourself, cut out your bad habits, focus on things that have an end, have a plan. You know, just if that's what you want to do, if you want to come into Web3, how are you going to come into Web3? What are your skills? What are you good at? What are you not good at? Focus on what you're good at. Apply yourself. Like you're going to have to make sacrifice. You're going to have to spend less time with your friends, more time learning, more time putting in the work. But if you do all these things, dedicate yourself, apply yourself to an end goal, like a vision of a certain thing you want to do, like a certain blockchain you like, so on. Just really dedicate yourself to that. And yeah, there's lots of websites. I think it's called cryptocurrencyjobs.co. Always has a lot of websites of jobs available. LinkedIn as well. Yeah, I think you, if you apply yourself, anybody could kind of get their foot in the door in the industry, because it is a niche, and there isn't enough people that know about it or understand it, and can kind of sell it and market it. So those would be the first suggestions. If you're more technical, then yeah, if you're more technical, you could become a developer, but that would take a bit more time to learn and learn the languages and all that. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. I mean, my life has changed
So tell me about it. Are like
drastically.
most of the jobs office based, like you're in the office, or are you based? I'm kind of imagining it that you'd be like kind of nomad, working on your laptop. Is it different? All like what's the atmosphere for most of these jobs?
Yeah, it's depends on the company, but for the most part, they're remote first. So you can kind of work from wherever you want. It's really nice. For example, like when I came to Europe, I'm working for like a German company. One of them is German, one is in the US, and I could just fix my schedule and make sure I make the meetings on the different time zones, and I kind of can have any like lifestyle that I want, you know, as long as I have Wi-Fi in my computer. Um, I can log on and take the calls, do my work, and no one's really telling me, hey, you have to be in the office from this time to this time. You have to come this many. You know what I mean? It's just it's responsibility as well. You gotta like really um like it's a demanding industry, right? So you're still gonna have to work a lot, and you're gonna have to put in the work, but you have that freedom of your hours, you know, like you can choose when you have to work. It's not like I'm working on a computer, so I'm going to work 4 hours today, and then maybe I'll work 6 tomorrow. It's like, no, you're still going to have to do like at least your 8 hours a day and all that. So it's not like you just get like this job where you don't have to do anything. You just come into the computer a little bit. It's still a lot of work,
So
but you have that freedom.
do you like go to coffee shops to work, and sometimes just being at home all day kind of gets maddening.
Yeah. I've set up a nice little office at home, which is where I'm at right now. But I also go to a co-working space so I don't get bored. So yeah, you pay like 50 bucks a month, and then you just go to this really nice co-working space with booths where you can take calls, and you got all these people, you got a coffee shop there, they got a basketball court outside. So then you can
They
the
got those
world's
here too. Those are pretty sweet.
yeah, the world's turned quite remote now, so you're not the only one doing it, and it also allows you to live a better lifestyle, because now I'm getting salary from Germany and the US. Those are decent salaries, countries with decent salaries, and I'm living in Spain, a place that's really cheap, and most people's salary is like a quarter of a American or German salary. So
I
then
see that a
I'm
lot of people
live
like make become successful like as digital nomads, and they'll move to like Bali or Thailand where it's even cheaper. Pretty common, right?
Exactly. Yeah, well, why spend all that money when you're not even going to that office and maybe you're in a cold city like Vancouver? Why not just go live like next to the beach here in Valencia? Do the same thing, travel when you want, and still you're still making the same salary. Nothing has changed. You just don't have to pay those North American prices for everything, and you're enjoying the
It's
sun.
not
You're
a culture
enjoying it.
shock. It's not a culture shock going to these different countries.
Um, I- well, I'm Mexican too, you know. My mom's Mexican, so I speak Spanish. So it's never that was not the culture shock. The language was not a culture shock. The culture itself is quite different, but I actually enjoy it more than the Western culture. So to me, it's like to me it was actually really uh I needed that change, you know. It went I feel like North America is more focused on like things like physical objects, like being better than the other. Everything's about like um trying to better the other person and like take a become go one step further than the other one. It's like man eats man world, you know. If you're at work, you even feel the pressure of this person's doing a better job, he's gonna take my position. And here the lifestyle is more like people just care about each other, and it's not about money, it's not about like what job you have. It's like a it's more of like a old school type of living, you know, traditional like family values, just be with your family. Just here they work at very little actually. Here in Spain, they're always just chilling siestas. So I'm the only one working. They're always like, "Why are you working so much?" It's like, I'm not Spanish. I'm not that Spanish. But yeah, it's just totally different lifestyles, and you get the good and the bad. So I can still have this like job where I'm working all these hours doing um these things that I like to do, pushing like having a purpose in this industry. And at the same time, I finish work, I close my laptop, I go out, and everything is just like chilled out, you know. I don't have to keep talking about work. I don't have to um, have those worries that I do in the US or Canada, you know. I just feel like just disconnect, you kind of balance more.
I want to do a lot more traveling, experiencing different cultures and different ways of life because I think that's really important for your worldview. And crypto is a very global thing, so it helps to understand that everybody doesn't view the world the same way that you do. So we talked a lot about getting involved in Web3, like getting a job, but there's another side of the coin where it's like there's a bunch of tools available in these layer one networks, Web3, that could give people tools to become an entrepreneur. We're going to talk about your project here in a moment that you're helping with. But it's also ways that people could launch NFT projects. Do you have anything to talk about that? Or, all types of people could become an entrepreneur also in this. Like, do you have anything to say about that before we get into your project?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's new technology. It's still in its early stages. Like you could NFTs are have already kind of been done. You have to do something that's changing what currently exists. I think you have to just be innovative. If you've got an idea that's not already been done, or it's not saturated, and you think you can do it better than what's existing, then there's a lot of opportunities to do well in this space. There's lots of grants, for example. Like there's not many industries where people pay you to build stuff. You know, usually if you want to build a restaurant, you better get your money together and pay for all this stuff to make that restaurant happen here, right? If you have a good idea in Web3, you put a good pitch deck, a team together, and people will actually help fund you. So you build it on their blockchain or on their network. So that's an opportunity already right there for entrepreneurs. You know, you don't even have to have much initial investment to get started in the industry. Um, and I think that yeah, the opportunity is right there.
Well, let's talk about one of the exciting things that so you're basically I told people this is going to be a huge new trend in the future, but there's going to be a lot of successful businesses. You can turn your camera off if you want or leave it. I predicted this a while ago. There's going to be a lot of successful businesses out there that are going to need help transitioning into Web3. and you basically created a niche for yourself where you're basically consulting, successful businesses on getting into Web3. And we have this exciting project that you're getting ready to launch. This is kind of an old brochure, but a family owned jewelry based out of downtown Los Angeles. They work with celebrities from Jake Paul, and you're helping them transition into Web3. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually met the Bluemoon team in LA when we were there. I was with the Sologenic at the LA Expoverse. And I had already thought of this. Like there's no real good jeweler making custom jewelry for all these Web3 Web3 communities. And and there's just so much opportunity for tokenization of valuables and luxury goods, like and precious metals and so on. And yeah, I met these guys, and our the team just basically we hit it off right away, and our vision aligned. I was seeing what they were seeing, and then yeah, I started working with them, and now we're basically getting ready to launch the what is the beginning of the Bluemoon ecosystem. We have a big vision. We have a lot of things we want to build, but we will be starting with digital NFTs. Um, yeah, so that's basically what we're doing. So you can reproduce your chains, your NFTs into real life chains, and you can basically plug in NFTs or customize different things and then mint them to your liking. So we're kind of catering to that. Yeah, there is our motto. You name it, we make it. So we're taking what is already established, a really big brand in LA, and we're bringing it to Web3 and making it bigger and better. We want to leverage blockchain technology to facilitate the way people buy, sell, trade, store jewelry and precious goods around the world in a decentralized manner. So that's the long-term vision, and there's a lot that comes with that.
One of the things I liked about Blue Moon, they inspired me in some ways too. It looks like they've already contributed 31,500 meals to people in need. So they're also giving back, which is very exciting. They also are helping the community, which is important to me. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, they're going to be transitioning into Web3, and Sologenic, I believe, is also on their roadmap. So there's Mauricio, Web3 strategist on the team. Some of these guys have, a couple million on Instagram as followers, correct?
Yeah, Anwar does, and his brother Omar, the founder of Blue Moon. He's a really good guy. Always, like you mentioned, putting the community first, and you could just you met him in Vegas. I think you could just tell how genuine and humble he is. He's yeah. I really like working with the entire team, and I think
Well, you were just
yeah,
hanging
it's
out like he was one of the guys. We're all just chilling on the party bus. I would have had no idea this guy was like a multi-millionaire.
yeah. So yeah, everybody's super humble at the team, and yeah, like you said, you wouldn't know. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And when you're working with people like that, I think they're here for the right reason. It's not all just about money. It's about innovating. It's about growing the brand that he's worked so hard to build over the years, and just doing something different. Being the best at what he does. That's I think that's his number one driver. He just wants to do everything better and innovate. So it's great to work with teams like that, with already established companies, like you said.
So the mission is to leverage blockchain technology to facilitate the way people buy, sell, trade, and store jewelry or precious goods around the world. Vault it, wear it, sell it, all from one place. So, what I heard when when I was talking to you is there's going to be like a gradual transition. Like there'll be basically these customized chains of your favorite blockchains available, and at first it'll be traditional like Web 2, but then you're going to gradually, have a free NFT mint, I believe, on OpenSeas, also some NFT mints on Sologenic, and actually transition to the point where you could use crypto to purchase these chains and these customized pieces. And that's going to be really awesome. Crypto is notorious for having these life-changing pumps. Like imagine if someone bought the bottom of Pepe and made millions of dollars. They might want to buy a Pepe chain, right? And they could take profits from Pepe into actual tangible physical chain made with gold. Do you think that's going to be a big trend next bull cycle if you guys execute?
Exactly. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to like basically cater to all these communities that don't have any most blockchains, most projects, most DApps, most anything, they don't really have really good merch or um something worth, they have the prints that you get for like 25 bucks. You get a t-shirt or a hat and stuff like that, but they don't have anything with like, significant anything made with quality from like an established brand. I think Bluemoon's going to bring that, and I think the crypto culture with the flexing and all that, I think really dope jewelry is exactly what it needs. And I think, yeah, we want to start with that, with the digital and the catering to these communities, but we want to take it a step further, and go into all kinds of things like vaulting, and so on.
I have some videos I'll show. You even have, you could bling out your Apple Watch, which is pretty cool. So here's some digital jewelry. Flex beyond. That's one of your slogans, flex beyond the metaverse, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, um, you can, and we want to be able to customize everything. We want to give a really good user experience, and allow people to create their Web3 jewelry, not just like, hey, look, here's the pendant we made, here's a chain. It's like, no, you can create it and decide what kind of diamonds, what everything, and then we'd give you your NFT is basically your digital ownership, your receipt of, it would state what carat gold, what quality diamonds, so on. So we want to take it like, we want to make it a full experience, and yeah, and we're just getting started with the first free mint and the drop. We're building our community, and then we want to prove the quality, everything that we're doing is great. And then once we have that full community, we're going to take it a step further.
This has been in process for a very long time. I know you guys have been working hard on this. We've been talking about this for going on, I think, almost a year now. And I've kind of let people know a little bit, but we're also going to do a big giveaway. We have about 3 custom jewelry pieces, 1 Corium piece for the Zen Lounge Validator stakers. So Zen Lounge Validators will be part of the initial launch. We have some custom jewelry that is going to be raffled off to one of the addresses. Tell me about this. So we have the security vault. You have a Blue Moon NFT and it's backed by physical jewelry, and you guys will keep it safe in a vault, and you'll receive an NFT pegged to the physical investment on chain, and you could do cool DeFi stuff with it. Tell me about this. I never heard about this yet.
Yeah, so this is still like the long-term vision, right? Like, this is where we want to get to. You would be able to, let's say you have um, a piece of, yeah, a gold chain. You could ship it in, vault it, have it vaulted, uh, being compliant and everything. Get your digital ownership of that piece, and then you that piece of jewelry or diamond, whatever it may be, Rolex watch, um, is your ownership, and you'll be able to use DeFi with it it's in the future. It's not like right now you got DeFi, but you're borrowing and lending with very volatile assets. In the future, we would like to do that, but with with more stable assets. Like gold is not gonna dump by 50% in a day, so you can borrow against your jewelry and your valuables without that big volatility risk. So that would be something that we're looking at creating. It's something where you can safely vault, and then own digitally, and then leverage on DeFi.
That's awesome, man. That's gonna be a game changer. Also, um, it could be almost like a new stable, almost in some ways. So you have loyalty programs coming. You have like this VIP lounge. You're talking about doing some exclusive a collection for the OG Club on Solo Nation being initiated into this members lounge. Possibly, we'll wait for more information about that. But there's gonna be
Yeah,
private
so
events here. I should host a private event here for the lounge. I should talk to the guys.
yeah,
400 people
100%.
would be perfect. We should do something here.
Yeah. So Blue Moon is like an established brand, and they're more than just the jewelry shop, you know. They've got a cannabis line, they've got this lounge, hookah lounge, and it's like private events. You can basically book it for events in downtown LA. It's really cool venue. I was there for an event last year, and they got all types of stuff. So they got a restaurant as well. So then we're trying to build a loyalty program for the entire ecosystem as a whole. So the Web3 ecosystem will be able to, if they're in LA, be able to like leverage all these other venues and get discounts and features. And if they show their Blue Moon chain, you know,
So you're
basically
really building a
access
community.
exactly with real access across LA, and not just in one venue, you know, across multiple venues. He's got a clothing line. Omar's got a clothing line as well, so you get discounts. So yeah, we want to make this loyalty program more than just an NFT, you know. It's like have use case across all kinds, all the entire Blue Moon brand and ecosystem.
I just texted one of the Blue Moon guys about hosting an event here. This looks pretty sweet for its summer night party. So clientele and backers, you got Jake Paul, you got Soldier Boy, you got Blueface, Little Skies, NLE Choppa, you got Steve Will Do It. That's lit. Steve Will Do It. Got Jewelry from Blue Moon. So, you know, the best people in the world in culture trust Blue Moon for jewelry. Now they're going to be entering Web3. And I'm sure these guys follow Blue Moon, and when they start posting, hey, we're having NFTs on Sologenic Marketplace or on whatever marketplace you guys choose, that's also going to be great advertising for. It's going to be a win-win because you know you guys, Blue Moon, get to be known as innovating tokenized jewelry, but then whatever blockchains you choose, the communities you choose to work with are going to benefit greatly from the exposure that the Blue Moon guys bring. I personally think because maybe Jake Paul sees it, maybe one of the Steve Will Do It sees it, and they enter and buy one of these NFTs on one of these blockchains. It will blow things up. I think. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think us having that established brand already gives us a big advantage. Most Web3 projects are just starting from zero, and unlike them, we already have everything in place. You know, we're just making the transition, and we just yeah, we have the following. I don't know if you've checked out Blue Moon's Instagram, but it's got a big following as well. You can see the boxer in the bottom, Diego Pacheco. He's a LA boxer, and he's wearing Blue Moon. You know, he's in big fights, and so the brand is already established. That's the most important thing. All we have to do is execute in Web3, and I don't see why we won't be the biggest Web3 jeweler and why we can't accomplish the things that we're aiming for.
Well, you guys are doing one. You're doing the giveaway with Zen Lounge for the custom pieces, and then also you're doing a free mint on OpenSeas. How many is going to be in that free mint?
Around 2,000 NFTs. So
So
we'll
there's
be
gonna be
dropping in the
2,000
next
people that are gonna be able to be in the original community, and you get it free.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna need
and
to do like a Twitter space or something before that happens, so everyone can get involved.
yeah, for sure.
Did you choose
Um,
OpenSea just because that's like the most dominant, most well-known marketplace right now as far as like liquidity and stuff?
yeah, the liquidity is all there. And yeah, it's basically yeah, it was strategic, you know. It's just the most of the big projects are there. But we're not basically locked into only OpenSea, you know. We want to do a drop on Sologenic, and we want to do cross-chain drops, you know. We'll also who knows, you know, if that doesn't really matter. Like if there's an NFT marketplace um that needs custom jewelry, we'll also we can also drop there. But yeah, we're trying to really collaborate with the entire industry and make custom jewelry for everyone.
Oh, one more thing. So we're talking about jewelry. Somebody might be listening to this and saying, I can never afford jewelry. I can never afford an XRP chain. I can never afford a sologenic chain, whatever, right? I heard that you guys have come up with some really good solutions to actually have an affordable line for almost, anybody that can save up a few bucks will be able to grab one of these original chains. I heard they're supposed to be pretty doable as far as the pricing.
Yeah, that's what we're dropping first, actually. It's called the collection called the blockchains, and it's just layer one um themed collection, and it's not really a collection. It's just it's more an e-commerce. We're dropping a line here on the normal website, bluemoonco.com, and those will be more affordable. You'll be able to. I think the price range starts from like 200, maybe 250. So it's nothing crazy. And yeah, we did this on purpose. So we want to cater to everyone. Like you can also get a $30,000 chain, $80,000 chain, but we want to have tiers and be accessible to everyone. So yeah, there's no worries there.
And your
Yeah,
whole brand
everybody
is
should have access.
you name it, we make it. So if you browse through all the jewelry and you see something that you don't like, you could basically call them up and be like, give you a budget and ask for a customized chain of whatever you want. You could be like 6ix9ine out here with like some crazy chain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the plan is to not have to do that. The plan is to make this all on a dashboard where you can pick your pendant, pick your style of diamond, pick the size, pick the materials, pick everything, pick the bail, pick the pendant, customize it in the future. Yeah, we want to do a lot of things. So just you can basically just create whatever you have in your head on a dashboard and then mint it as an NFT, have that digital ownership, and then get it shipped to you. But yeah,
Well,
that's
here's
that's
what
the
I want to
idea.
propose to you guys after reading this, 'cause I'm just on the website. So their goal is obviously to make positive change in Los Angeles. I'm from Southern California. I would go to LA all the time. But I also would love to make positive change. I would love to see if Zen Lounge could collaborate on any way. It says Blue Moon's mission is to provide a platform for the people of Los Angeles to express themselves, and they aim to harness the spirit of culture in the city of creative outlets. Let me read what else. They have a desire to give back. Together we stand in support of the children of Los Angeles and for those facing hardships around the world. How can we talk to the Blue Moon team and see if we could do some type of charity event for children of Los Angeles, and Zen Lounge Validator will basically send them some funds and we will be part of this any way possible. Maybe we could host an event at their lounge where the proceeds go to, food, meals. We could boost that 31,000 to 100,000 meals this year. That's what I would like to see. You could see it right here. What do you think? Think that's possible?
Yeah, for sure. We just got to talk with the team and set something up, but they're constantly doing all those things already, so I don't know why we wouldn't be able to collaborate.
So right here, this is what it said: Blue Moon Meal Program, 31,500 meals donated. That would be pretty sweet to get this to 100K. So we're down to help.
Yeah,
But
let's do it.
anything else? Here's the website. Let me show you some videos right here. This is something you showed. This is an iPhone piece. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. There's sound on too. They got this little Gen X song in the back if you hit the sound. Okay.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, but this was at the start. We got a lot doper designs and things coming for these drops. So,
Yeah, you guys have been
um,
working on this was
yeah,
a while ago. So you guys have been
yeah,
working on a lot.
last year. Yeah, we got a lot of videos. We got time lapses. We got all the marketing content ready. Yeah, just the next 2 weeks. Just wait on it. We're gonna drop a lot of things. Yeah, and also check out their Instagram. It's a lot of fly shit like that Rolex and a lot of chains, iced out chains. Yeah, give us a follow on Instagram, and then we'll have the whitelist open. We'll let you know when it's opening to join the whitelist. Yeah, and then basically within the next 2 weeks, these things are going to start to become available.
Well, that's pretty exciting, man. So, anything else? We're gonna have you come on again. You're pretty involved in the Polkadot ecosystem. Personally, that's an ecosystem I haven't done much research on. You have some certification, being an expert there. And then you're also part of project building on Polkadot. You know, Polkadot is interesting because they also have the what's it called? They have Kusama. There's Polkadot Kusama.
Canary Network, right?
The
Yeah,
Canary Network, and that
yeah,
used to be at about $600, and right now it's very, very cheap. So I mean, there is opportunity for ROI. Gavin Wood's a little bit weird to me, so that's why I never really went deep into it. But we keep talking about Web3. Heard Gavin Woods was the guy that basically coined that term, Web3, right?
yeah. Yeah, and it's like the company I'm working for now, Peak, is also recently partnered with Fetch AI, which is building on Cosmos, and the AI agents are now on Peak. So we're basically doing interoperability between Polkadot and Cosmos ecosystem. I know you're a big fan of Cosmos, so I think if those two ecosystems continue to collaborate and coexist and become interoperable, I think those will be the leading ecosystems for layer ones, you know.
So
Corium
you
is
guys have,
on
we'll do another call, but there is no token for Peak. So like even if you're super interested right now, there's nothing to invest in. Just you could research it. And isn't AI like one of the top trends? Like yeah, the meme coins are all pumping right now. Everyone's talking about meme coins, but I think that AI is like another
IoT
category
and
in
AI. Yeah,
they're like categories in crypto, right? There's Bitcoin's one category, meme coins, then there's
yeah,
AI coins which are popping off. So would you call
yeah.
Peak and future AI coin that's going to come out?
Um, we actually have the first sale, first IDO, so the first time for people to get their hands on June 1st, starting June 1st on Alliance Block. You might know an Alliance Block. XRP community is usually found because they're merging central like CeFi with DeFi, and they're like really being compliant and doing all the taking the right steps. So we're doing an IDO on there. So the sale will start June 1st. So that'll be the first time to get your hands on this token. And to go back to that point, it's not technically an AI coin, it's an IoT, so economy of things. So it's machines and devices, which also AI is part of machines and devices. So it's bigger than that. It's economy of things. It's any interconnected smart devices working with each other and collaborating and doing services and functionalities, um, and performing, yeah, basically tasks or
So like
sensors, you name it.
so a Tesla car would be considered an Internet of Thing.
Yes, because it's connected to all these sensors. So there actually is vehicles coming to Peak and all these things. So
What about like
it's actually really exciting.
what about the future if like let's say a fast food place, they keep asking for higher wages and the fast food people are like, screw it, we're just gonna build an entire AI based McDonald's or a fast food chain. Got rid of all the employees, but they're using machines. What
It's
is
already happening.
you're saying is either big tech, Facebook, the big companies that rule the world are gonna control these machines, or we
Own
could
all these
have
devices.
decentralized
Or
people owning these
decentralized
machines.
applications, doing these connecting these devices on open networks. So you can buy one of these devices or just crowd fund
So why
into
wouldn't
one
we
of
do
them.
this with Uber? Like why are we letting Uber get a piece of the pie when we could just go peer to peer? That's what I've been saying too.
Peak has a decentralized Uber building on it. It's called Blocksmooth. So
When the
we're
hell is
doing all
that gonna
these
be
things.
made, man? Because Uber is getting
It,
expensive every more and more.
yeah,
And they
yeah.
tried
Well,
to
they're
make you
doing
wear
testing.
Uber was trying to make everybody wear masks. They're like, oh, you can't ride the Uber unless you wear a mask. Next time there's a pandemic, they'll be like, oh, you can't unless you got the shot. You're not gonna be able to ride Uber. So we're gonna need decentralized Ubers really bad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's all being tested and built. They're Nigeria first, and it's already happening. So these things are happening. And Peak is basically very involved in mobility, ride sharing as well. So I don't know. in Canada. I can't remember the name of the company, but you could basically sign up for these rides, these cars, like the electric bikes that you can just get the app and you pay for while you ride it, like little scooters or whatever. You could do that with ride sharing, and the cars can be owned by people, you know. You basically tokenize the vehicle, you own, you invest in the car, and as that car gives rides, you're earning. So then
Oh my
this is
God.
what we're talking about with the
Holy
economy
shit.
of things. That
That's
yeah, so
like
it's
some
it's
that's like some futuristic TV stuff I used to watch when I was a kid.
yeah, yeah, that's why you're telling me, like, why do you see Web3? Like, what keeps you going? I'm like, because I'm seeing all this shit. I'm seeing this shit is actually
What do you
being
think about
built.
like why do you think they'll have like private jets that could just fly themselves and we can own that?
Drone delivery, for example. Yeah, I think all these things.
Or
It's
maybe
gonna
like
take a
maybe just get
while.
like a drone helicopter transport us from like state to state. That'd be pretty cool. Quick question
Yeah,
though, is that a
yeah,
Bluemoon chain that you're wearing?
of course,
What does it
right
say? Blue
there.
Blue Moon?
It's a
Oh,
gift from Omar. He hooked up the chain. I wear it all the time.
and the
I got
chain is
some merch
clean.
as well. Yeah, well, you guys better get your own. You guys get a good view there.
That's what I'm saying.
All
When next time they do the meetup,
legit.
next time they do the meetup events, like the Ultimate Flex gonna be showing up with the blockchain on. That's gonna be the next
Exactly.
movement. Because everybody
Exactly.
wants
Yeah.
to rock the merch, but some people are filthy rich in crypto. I come across whales all the time, and like the only thing to purchase is like some screen printed, half-ass white or black T-shirt with like a little logo, and like
Yeah.
there's no style to it. There's no like
No.
swag to it.
No. We're gonna make
People will
rings.
be
We're gonna make
willing to spend more
everything.
than 20, $30 on some clean merch to show up to an event and look like the
Yeah.
most flossy person there. So this is gonna be cool. They got me
Maybe we
boots
can
on
drop some Zen Lounge stuff in the future. You know, Zen Lounge ring for the whales,
rings.
something like that,
They do watches
or
too, right?
chains. Well, watches we just ice them out. We don't make the
The
whole watch,
first
but
project that makes me a multi-millionaire, I'll I'll drop some dough on a custom chain just to show love back. But dude, it's been an hour. We got more podcasts coming. We're gonna do a Twitter space as well as we get closer to the release. Um, so let's save some content for the next episode. This was great. We talked about getting involved in Web3, and then we talked about the jewelry. Talked a little bit about what you're doing now. Let's call it a stream, and we can have you come back anytime you want, and we'll talk more about upcoming. We'll have you come back on before the IDO of Peak.
sounds good. Let's do it. Yeah, let's set up a Twitter space for Blue Moon and do all the giveaways and all that. Cool, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Peace.
Pleasure.